Welcome to LifeWave Now overview, sharing some time, leveraging your time, some secrets, some little tips. How many of us would like to save ourselves a ton of time learning anything new, much less something techie? So one of the big things about the whole NowSite mindset and approach, which is the mother company of the LifeWave Now app we're all using, that's their whole agenda. Whether you're techie or non-techie or anywhere in between, their goal is to be effective for all of us. And so tonight we're going to have some fun. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the screen while a few more people are joining us, and go ahead and share. Bear with me. Let me go ahead and share my screen, and we'll play a little introductory clip while we're allowing a few stragglers to come in here as well. So crank up your volume, and here we go.
Here are 4 things that you have to do if you want to get started with affiliate
We have a solid core team.
Number 1,
At least
take the call.
Really cool. How many of us want to have that feeling more and more? Yeah, as Jim would say, like this. And also, I'm giving myself permission to be this. Anybody want to give me permission to be this tonight? So again, thank you. And please, maybe use this as your own mantra. We're messily, perfectly, imperfectly moving forward together. Yes? Anybody relate to that one? All right. So thank you. Thank you. So I'm Robert. This is my honeybee Joy. We're here in Texas, and welcome. So many other individuals could showcase this, could show some examples. I happen to be one of your peers or your business partners in our beautiful LifeWave community who I have used this tool before. I used it for about 1.5 years. I love it. It saved me a ton of time, and I listened to a ton of. I was commuting back and forth to my other thing that I do in the healing arts, and I was on trainings, and I was doing the do. So one of my goals tonight is to save you some time. Anybody up for that one?
Yes.
And we're then I do some role playing. We're then have fun. Thanks, Dee. I'm also going to show you some examples of. We're going to just get real and down and dirty with it. Meaning we're just going to get real and raw with it and show you how to use this thing on laptop as well as on the phone, and have some fun. Does that sound good, guys?
Sounds good.
Okay, so by the way, let me do my screen share again. And also, if you have some pressing questions, we are going to have some space at the end. So please maybe jot them down. And then toward the end of the session tonight, this training, we'll go through some of your questions the best we can. I want to preface this. I'm going to show you some resources. we're going to walk together step by step through some of the tools and resources, starting on the laptop version first and over to the phone as well. And then I'm also going to show you where to find further training and support as you learn this incredibly cutting edge tool. Hayden referenced this. If you're watching this and plug into some of the different team calls we all do, including onboarding and overviews that we all do with different teams here, make sure you're plugged in, especially to the Saturday This Is It trainings. Okay, here we go. So let me first of all, let me tee up this. Let me show you where to find some of the key trainings and support. Let me pull up my notes here. I'll be sure and post the notes as well in the chat in just a few minutes. First and foremost, where do we go for information on the app? That is LifeWaveNow.com. And let me pull that up. Just a reminder for everybody, it is right here. There we go. You see up in the link there, LifeWaveNow.com. That's where you send your newbies when they want to plug in and they're ready to move forward in our businesses. And then we show them how to get started, or they walk through the process. And then from that point, once they're in, they have their basic account set up. Then they also go to LifeWaveNow.com /This Is It. And then it adds the team feature, and we're going to see both. Together we'll see what it looks like. So the look and feel of the laptop and the phone you're about to see is an account that's already had the This Is It team integration added to there. Doesn't cost anything additional. It's just what's added to your account. And the beautiful part, it's not just an app to an incredible state-of-the-art way to create effortless content and engaging content. It's also a way to follow up, and it's also a way to onboard up people. So that's first and foremost. I also want to introduce you, again, the company behind this beautiful software and app. It's called NowSite, okay? And there are some other, some off-spins of people, leaders have used this tool and different versions, beta versions even, for a number of years. Be sure you go to this one that has 13,000 members, and the official name on Facebook is called the Official Corporate NowSite Group, okay? And the reason I'm showing you this is there's some great orientation training within this tool here, and it's really well done. And NowSite, the company, also hosts a training every day of the week. It's every weekday, and let me pull up my little notes here and I can show you. Let's see here. There it is. And right here, daily training sessions, okay? And it is weekdays, recommended NowSite training. And let me just show you this to you right here. It's Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Mountain Time. And it's on, you can go to NowSite.Online, or you can use the meeting ID 611-381-6639. And again, let me put this in the chat right now before we go any further. Let me stop the share and just put this in the chat. So this is the daily calls, and it's for beginners. So in case you're wondering, Elizabeth Larson, she's a tried and true professional in this beautiful channel or profession that we call direct sales, network marketing. And she does a great job there for us. All right. And let me go back there one more time. So, and share my screen. So again, you can plug into that training there. One of the things I want to emphasize, one of the reasons why I stopped using this beautiful tool about a year and a half ago was because of the price point. We all know that things have to be duplicable they have to be massively duplicatable by our teams. I was paying $100 for what cost us $19 now because of the LifeWave partnership with NowSite. And this is an incredible, beautiful, major recruiting and selling point when we're talking with experienced sales professionals, marketing professionals, etc. You know, somebody can come in for the basic plan, which is most of the features we're going to cover tonight are right in the $9 a month plan. I was paying 30 bucks a month and then eventually paying the 100 bucks a month for the marketing feature, which again cost us 19. And again, all these tools and features are available on the laptop and or smart device, or the smartphones and iPads. Okay, so let me go ahead and X out of here or just shrink this. Okay, so we covered that. And now let's go ahead and step into, I'm going to step into how most of this, well, let me go here next. One of the big things I want to implore all of us to do is this. Let me ask again the question. How many of us would like to save ourselves a ton of time and leverage this app to the fullest? How many of us want to do that? Okay. I'm going to suggest something to you or implore you to do that will, any work you do when you're producing and pulling up and producing content, replying to people, replying to a text message, answering objections, all these features that are within this beautiful tool, it all can be in your voice. So Jim, how would you like this software to know your brand, your values, the journey you've been on, who your honey is, Kathy, how many kids you have, grandkids you have? What if this software and app, the AI companion within here, knew all of that, Jim? Do you think it would be better prepared when you ask it to produce something, it could spit it out and it would sound like you and feel like you?
It sounds too good to be true, actually. It sounds like a secretary times 10, especially when it sounds like it's coming from my voice and my brain.
Exactly. So thank you, big brother. So, and here's how we do that. All right, let me go back to the laptop version. And this part is easier to do on laptop, okay? And what we're gonna do here is when you're on your laptop, you can do it on the phone too, okay? But it's just a bit easier to do on the laptop. And it's the fourth icon on the left side of your screen, and it's called Train My AI. Train My AI. And at first glance, you're thinking, well, Robert, you must have spent several hours showing your AI your information. What about your family? What about some stories about your background, where you grew up? How about any events coming up this year? What are your goals and dreams? Yes, I spent time here. Why? Because if we invest a little time on the front end, training our AI, and what's cool here is you simply add, okay? I'm just gonna add one to it, one at a time, and you add it there. And so now it has my interest. It has my favorite authors, speakers, people that are my role models. It has a list of my favorite books and what those books and my favorite music and my favorite bands, etc. So it knows how I think. And when it produces my stories and content, which I'm going to show you in just a second, it will reference all this information that you've trained it to do. What is your writing style? Even if you have a role model, say you want to sound like Jim, you probably wouldn't want to sound like Oprah. Maybe Kathy would, but maybe you want to sound like John Maxwell, whatever that looks like. Or you could just say, look at me, I want to sound like a trusted entrepreneur, mentor, and friend who is grounded in my faith and values. There we go. What's my style? Support, you can only put 7, and it gives you a limit. Supportive, relatable, conversational, inspiring. So the point I'm making here, it may take you a little time to do, and you could do one section at a time. Say you had 5 minutes a day for the next 5 days or 10 minutes. Go to the Learn About Me and do the first 2, and then go about your work or make dinner, whatever, and then go back and do the next one. You don't have to do any part you fill out, though, as you're training your AI. It's going to train Jim AI, train Robert AI, train Linda AI, train whoever, Jen AI, okay? And then make sure whenever you spend 5 minutes here or an hour here, whatever the time is, save it every time. Otherwise, you'll spend, how would you like to spend 30 minutes training your AI and then losing everything? So make sure you save it each time, okay? Let me pause right there. Before I do some role playing of the app, does anybody have any questions or comments? Do you see why spending that time on the front end is invaluable? Because this tool is a major way to produce effortless content in your voice. Raise your hand or put a 1 in the chat if you see that's the case here. Okay.
So Robert, realistically, how long do you think it took you to fill that all in?
Yeah, to do all that work, realistically, I did it over I did it over a couple of weeks. I would do it 10 minutes here or 5 minutes there. I would say the longest it took me was probably a good 2 hours.
Okay.
But I didn't do it all in one day.
Right.
It sounds like that save button is the most important thing to remember at the end of training, of whether it's short or long.
That's correct. Yeah, Dennis, you have a quick question, or Canary, or are you just raising your hand?
No, well, both. You know, can you go back and edit those areas where you're training it?
That's a great point. Yeah, Canary, you had the same question. Canary, yeah. No, you just raising your hand. Yes, the point is you can go back and edit, take 3 books away, add 4 new books, whatever you want to do. That Train My AI is a living, breathing, editable entity.
Yeah,
so
I tried.
Yeah,
I was doing it earlier and just starting it, and then I wanted to go back and edit some, and I couldn't figure out how to get back there. It kept taking me to the very start.
Yeah, but I would do most of that on the laptop. And if you're in the car waiting for the kids to pick them up at school, whatever you want to do, you could do a piece or 2 right there on your iPhone. All right, so let's move on. So, Kanari, did you have a question?
Yeah, I have a quick question. It's Kinnery. There's 2 subscriptions. There was like the $9 one and the $19 one, and one is a marketing AI. So I signed up for the $19 one, but I really don't understand the difference between 2, and I don't know if you're using the $19 one versus the $9 one, and at any point you can kind of explain the difference of them.
Yeah, I'm learning that the major differences. I think one major difference, as we get more clickable links, imagine send somebody to This Is It info, and then it's a trackable link. If I send it to Joy, who's my prospect, I will get a ding and I'll see exactly when she pulled it up, how much she watched it. So when you get the marketing side, it has some added features, including the team feature. So yeah.
Okay, perfect. So the team features on the $19 one, the marketing AI.
As far as I understand it, if anybody knows different, let me know. But as far as I understand, that's one of the marketing features. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay. And again, I'm just relaying to you. Remember, I was using this for 1.5 years, but it was as a third-party network marketer using a NowSite tool. So I'm just sharing with you what I was using, okay, on the site to save you time and money, or time and effort. So, okay, so thanks for those questions. Let's go to the next piece then. So now I'm going to pull this back up again. Okay, so we got that covered. So one of my other favorite features in this whole tool is my AI chat, and I shared this the other night. I kind of touched on it. Your my AI chat is kind of like ChatGPT on steroids. What I mean by that is it's a ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, whatever you're using. As you train your Robert AI, Jamie AI, Kathy AI, whatever your AI is up here, as you train it, when you give it a prompt like this, say you want to do a very inspirational post, okay? So, hey there, can you help me create a social post factoring in my late mom who is in direct sales? I was thinking stem cells, wasn't I? And Mary Kay, and how I fell in love with direct sales at a young age because of that. And then I went on my mom's name was Betty Rose, and she was a ray of light. And this is even before I finished all my training. And it wrote a beautiful post of my mom. And then I was able to pull up a picture, which I can show you in just a moment. And it's in my words from my heart, and what mom meant to me and how she impacted my business. Okay. I even ask it today. I'm rebranding my TikTok, looking for feedback on this new bio for TikTok. What works? Helping faith, impact-driven adventurers thrive, earn, and live longer with light. And it gave me a coaching, what to tweak, what to change, etc. Even over on my TikTok bio. I'll be asking it a similar question about my Instagram profile. Okay, so your AI chat is a way to create compelling content from your voice. And it's like you're using Chat GPT or Claude or whatever you use, except it's very specific to your voice, your brand, and your story. Okay, so and again, my AI chat is available on the laptop and the phone. It's available on both. So those are a couple of my favorite features in this whole software and website. Okay. And one of the things I want to touch on, I'm going to jump here for a moment. Okay. But before we do that, let me swap with you. I'm going to stop my share. And this is something some of you may not even be aware of. Did you realize on a Zoom call, you can now plug your phone into your laptop if it's a Mac to a Mac, and I can share my phone directly in real time, no delay. Let me show you how this works. And this is a kind of off topic, but it's right on topic because many of us use our phone versus just the laptop. Let me do this real quick. I'm going to show you how cool this is and how powerful it is, actually. Yeah. So there's exactly what's on my phone. So let me pull out NowSite. And what's cool, it's in real time. There's no delay. It's a really cool way to use this feature. So, all right. So let me go up here. One of the things I want to show you on the support side, they have incredible support. So the way to reach, and they have human customer service, and it's available. I think it's 24/7, but it's definitely available early morning and late. I know for sure. But right here, it's the support key right under. So when you go on, if you're on your phone, it's right there under. See the support tab right there under help and support, and they have great customer service. I've used them several times already when I was, converting my account over because I used it in the past. I asked it, is our NowSite training still happening every day? Before I told you guys it's happening every weekday. She said, yes, here it is on NowSite.Online. I asked her some other questions and she was very responsive. One more key thing. How many of you want to stay update with all the things that LifeWave keeps putting into the app? Yes? Okay. So right here under application, there's a key button there. It says refresh account data. About probably daily at this point because of all the team features coming. You want to push that little button there and make sure you refresh your account. Okay, just a little housekeeping there. All right, now one of the other things I want to show you guys from a training coaching perspective, and this may be a godsend for many of us who want the training and support in one location. So this is what it looks like from your mobile app when we turn on and go to the NowSite app. By the way, in the App Store, it's called NowSite. Okay, that's what the app, and then you log in with your LifeWave account. Okay, so now on here, one of my favorite features is to, like, if you went to onboarding checklist, and this is part of the Teams feature within the app, and you go to checklist.
Oh, cool.
Man, this is one of my favorite features from a training perspective of this new app. This is exactly what Steve Merritt, some of his verbiage, is he a prolific recruiter?
Yeah.
Heavens, yes. What to say, hey, Jim, we're launching a newly patented technology that activates your stem cells. They become dormant, make up every organ in the body because everybody needs this. Nobody knows about it. It screams opportunity. That's Steve Merritt to the letter. And so that's some of the verbiage to reach out to people via audio, which is my preference. Many of us prefer audio. We can express emotion. And then from that point, we share the link. There's the link right there. We can just, in this case, the trackable link is coming. Again, the company launched this with all the team features, but some of the trackable links are still being integrated. So bear with the company. That's why you do want to refresh your app and software. All you do is click on that. There's this is it. You could open it up. And as all of us do, then we share that with Dennis. Say Dennis is a prospect of mine. It's ready to go. And I just sent Dennis the This Is It info. In the near future, when I send that to Dennis, my prospect, the system will notify me when Dennis finally gets around after he plays a round of golf, or after he maybe tours the company welcome center, which he did, or plays ping pong, and he whips up on people. So my system will notify me that then, oh, by the way, your prospect Dennis just pulled up the This Is It info. Okay. And so it's right there. And then there's the enrollment link again is coming. It's a feature that is, and so again, that's a feature that I'm still learning. So as we learn this together, we could send the enrollment link to Dennis, obviously lifewave.com/whatever our username is. And then in the follow-up process, again, more This Is It. One of my favorite ways to follow up is to go to This Is It, go down and find that ebook where it's some people are readers, and I send people the book, or I go to This Is It info and I go to the top and click testimonials, and I just send Dennis the one testimonial section. There's all kinds of ways to follow up using the system without having to reinvent the wheel. Okay. And so again, the onboarding system, welcome to This Is It, how to enroll our people. When the system says they can't play the video, all you have to do, tell your people, is click watch video on YouTube, and then it goes right to the training videos right there on the site.
Hey, this is Sarah Robinson, and welcome to the This Is It team onboarding system for your brand new life.
Yeah, she does a great training, and she goes through
from other team members and
specifics of whether it's enrolling people, whether it's signing people up, where to place people. And again, just tell them click on the YouTube link, and then they can get the onboarding of how to do what as they go through enrolling a new person. Okay.
Phone, and you get on your homepage. Up at the top right corner of the screen, you are going to see a little person avatar. You can.
Okay. So again, we have great step-by-step training. All this training clearly is on thisisitteam.com. But what's cool about it, now we have those features within the team. And This Is It team is right here. You can also go to the other feature in the system. And let me go back here and let me show you guys a really cool feature. And it's when you go to your team, okay, you can also ask you can ask your expert on the team any questions you have. So let's go back to Steve Merritt again, or say Gina Merritt. Okay, so let's see. Hey, Gina. How would you introduce our patches to a former high school friend? Okay. who is a bit skeptical about sales. LifeWave. All right. And then you ask Gina, make sure you activate the video. So now Gina Merritt will actually be replying to you from her avatar, which NowSite has trained to reply. Okay, give her just a second to digest the question.
To introduce LifeWave to a skeptical friend, focus on personal stories and the technology's non-invasive nature. You might say, I've come across this unique technology using light to enhance well-being without drugs or chemicals. It's simple. You just wear it like a patch. Would you be open to hearing more about how it works? This approach keeps it low pressure and informative. Start from a place of sharing rather than selling.
Could you guys hear that? Thumbs up.
Yes.
Yeah, hear what
Yes.
Gina was saying. Yeah. So you can ask any of these experts any question under the sun, and it'll answer in their personality, their style. So NowSite, what they've done, and they were doing this when I was using it a year and a half ago, they were loading all this content from key leaders who would pay a high dollar to do this. But now we have access to all these top LifeWave leaders, and again, even what's that? The one with Steve? Yeah, the one with Steve is really cool. Let me find Steve here. Help me out here, honey. There, this is the team. Yeah, and you just chat. You click the it's the chat button. See up on the top, it's chat. There's also checklist and everything. But when you chat with Steve, I asked Steve earlier, what would you say to her? What would you say?
So you can't speak that to him?
Yeah, you can speak it actually. Let me show you how to do that. 1 second.
That's probably what most of us do.
Hey, Steve, what would you say to somebody who says, I don't have any time to do this? And then send Steve that. Now you're going to hear what Steve Merritt, how he would reply to that. So is
I
that?
would say, I understand that time is precious. Many people start part-time, fitting it into their schedule, and grow at their own pace. It's about finding small pockets of time and making it work for you. Let's discuss how it could fit into your lifestyle.
There you go. So it's a little delay in the system. My apologies, but so it also gives you the text reply, etc. from Steve. Okay, let me see if I can reshare this again so you get real time. Okay, now we're gonna go into some of the creating content and the social sharing aspect of this tool, which is it's just state of the art, guys. So 1 second here. See if we can get more. Yeah, now it's back in real time. Okay, so let's go back to our home screen. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of examples. One of the features which you see a lot from Stage, it's called the Surprise Me button. The Surprise Me button, again, works best once you've trained your avatar. And so now I'm going to create a new post. That's one I did earlier. So let me delete this. And okay, let me start over again. Grow my presence. Okay, I'm going to do the Surprise Me button. And what's cool about the Surprise Me button, you could keep pushing it and pushing it until you get the a post or image which you like. Okay, so you don't have to keep going with the same one. And you can also, the way this works on your social media, when you want to post this, when you click post, okay, it copies it to the clipboard either on the laptop or on my phone, and then when you go to Facebook, you just paste the text into your social media and then go to go to downloads, and the image is sitting right there when you're using a laptop. On your phone, all you do is you add the picture, that the picture is sitting in your photos, and then you just paste the text into your social media. Okay, so the surprise me button works really well and fun, and I keep looking for the reset button. Oh, there we go. So you see now it's another surprise me out of the blue one, but because it knows I love Braveheart and how I love movies, that's one of my surprise posts. I didn't have to think it. I just wanted to post something, and away we go. And now it's going to give me an image to go with that. And if I don't like the image, I just hit change image or change image or change image, and it will keep doing that until it finds ones I like. Okay, so that's a surprise me button. I will say this though, one of the social sharing I use the most, or I use a lot, I should say, is the MIMO. MIMO stands for make it my own. Make it my own. Okay, and the way, this is a really, really cool feature of this system. So I'm gonna pick on Hayden. Okay, and I'm sure he's a tough guy. He doesn't mind being picked on. So if I go over here to Facebook, or let's say for kicks, I very well know he put this on his Instagram account. So there's Hayden. So Mr. Hayden Barbara, pull up his site. Let me go to one of his posts, and it's not a reel, it was actually a post. And he did a post recently that I just loved. And where was it here? I think a new era starts here, wasn't it? Let me find one of his reels. I think it was this one. Yeah, here it is. Well, this one's good. Okay, this is what prayers and dreams are made of. So let me, all you do, you can take a picture of that. Then you go back here to the your app, and then you go to what you just took, and there it is right there. And what do you want the caption to be about? Please make this my own, weaving in my brand, make it very inspirational, but also add a little humor and the fun factor into this. Thank you. Done. And then the objective. My objective is to really more entertaining. Update. Generate. So now it's taking Hayden's work and it's putting it in my words. Building a life with your best friend, pure magic. This is what dreams are made of. And so the image clearly would be an image of myself and my honeybee. But I took some of the inspiration. I just clicked change image. Okay, I go to my images. And to save us time tonight, I put a few images in there. And there's one right there. I could use, add, and I could put that image into the post. And I would just copy this. I'm using the phone. Done. Post. Okay. Post now. And then it pops over to Facebook. It goes to my account. And now all I have to do is paste in the text. There's my image. Remember, see, I didn't put this. And NowSite, the app, put this right into my camera. It's good to go. If I was on the laptop, I would paste the text in there and simply click on downloads. And then it would already be sitting in my laptop downloads ready to pop into there. And that's how I would do a post. And I could use the work that Hayden did. And, I will say this, I did a post the other day that was a longer post. See if I can find it. Here it is. And just got home. This is one of the most impactful experiences I ever had. It's a longer post, but it sums up all the experiences we all had and did at convention. Guess where I got this inspiration from? Yeah,
AI?
the man again. I just went to, I saw a post that Hayden did, and I know, Hayden, if you want to type it, if you want to pipe in, how long did it take you to probably to put this post together? Probably a good, maybe 10 minutes or more.
Yeah, it was probably about 10 minutes. I had to, well, the hard part was I had to know how to spell everybody's names.
Yeah,
But
the
yeah, it was
doobies.
took about 10 minutes.
And it took it, and to what took Hayden 10 minutes took me 1 minute, because I went to Hayden's post and I did what I'm doing right now with you, and I popped it into my, I went to my laptop and did this, and I said, please make this my own, and then it rewrote a bit of Hayden's post and my branding, my words, added some hashtags, and then I was able. And believe me, Hayden, you don't mind that I'm doing this because I'm on your team, do you?
Nope, not at all.
That's the point.
This is called a system.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called being time efficient too and leveraged. And so whether it's a short post like we just saw with Hayden and Gigi, or it's a longer post, like it could be a post from John Maxwell, John Gray, some of my role models and mentors, maybe Jen Newman, whatever else. You could take a picture, whether you're on your laptop or the iPhone, pop it in here and tell it whether you want it to be inspiring, educational, funny, promoting something. You tell it what you want, and it will use the work. What might have took them 10 or 15 minutes, now we can do in our own words with our own brand hashtags. You would simply add the appropriate picture, and away you go. So, man, that's called Memo. Let me go back to the. So that's under Grow My Social Presence. Okay, that's the Memo. MIMO, make it my own feature. The other one,
What was it under?
Memo.
Okay.
This is under the very first block that we're all going to use the most when it comes to social content, is the Grow My Social Presence. Okay, and we already demoed the Surprise Me at the under shortcuts. Train My AI, we covered that. My AI chat, we touched upon that one. Okay, so let's cover the another feature here, which I found very, very helpful. What if once you trained your AI, all you would have to do, Jim, is say you and Kathy were up at the campsite with the kids. What if, because you had already trained your AI, Jim, all you would do, go to Selfie AI, which is what we're looking at, and you would pop a picture with you and Kathy at the campgrounds, and because you'd already trained it, give it a picture, and it would supply the caption for you without you spending much time at all. Would that be helpful? Well,
in my case, it would save me a couple of hours because of my big fingers on little letters.
Yes, that's one of the features this thing does. Just for the sake of time, let me just do this. Well, let me do this, guys. Let me do this. I'm going to pull a selfie out of here real quick. One of my favorite ones. I think I already saved one that I had waiting here with Jim. Let me just do one of Hayden and I from the, oh, here's one right here. Okay, so there's Hayden and I. So what do you want this to be about? And all I would do is tell it, do a more inspiring post about when you partner with a friend and business partner who shares your vision, shares your values, shares your faith. It makes everything exponentially, it makes the impossible possible. Like my partnership and friendship with my friend Hayden. So done. And I want this to be inspiring. Update, generate. So like tomorrow, sometime tomorrow, I could post this. When you join forces with a partner who shares your vision and values, magic happens. The impossible becomes possible. I'm grateful for these inspiring partnerships that light up my path. Always remember, together we can move mountains. There we go. Yeah, pretty cool. And you can also go to images here. What if you could also not have to go to Canva to put text on pictures? What if you could do that within this app? Well, you can. And let me show you how that looks, how that works. Okay, so, all right, there's the picture. There's the selfie. Let's just do a feature that says, okay, let's do the quick post. Okay. And let's keep it the same one. And inspiring post. Say again. I know. I typically would speak it, yes. Joy's whispering to me. You could probably hear her whisper. I forget whether I could use this on the phone, but this is something I do quite a bit when I want to avoid having to go to Canva or InShot. Anybody ever put a picture and you want to put some text on it, a quote or whatever? Yes? Okay. Well, this is how you do it within this app. And I think this feature is only available, yeah, it's only available on the laptop. So let me, I'm going to stop my share. And now we're going to jump back here to the laptop, and I'm going to show you as quick as possible how you put text on a picture, because it's a really cool feature. Bear with me. It's a really cool feature to have, because when you find a quote you love, or it's, you know, something like that, what if we could save ourselves a ton of time by just putting text on picture right on the app? Okay, well, that's doable right here. So we're going to go back up to write a social post. Remember, this is how the let's just do a quick post. More post types. Let's do a selfie. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and select. The objective is to inspire. It's in English. We're gonna select an image, because I've already loaded a couple, just for the sake of time for this chat tonight. I'm gonna go to my images, and again, I could also go right into my laptop. If I don't like one here, I can ask the software, the AI, to search it. Or I could ask the software to do whatever. So let me just use a fun example of Joy and I scuba diving. Okay, let's select that one. Okay, now what's cool? Let's say I wanted to put a text in here that would talk about overcoming fear and adventures. First of all, if you're using white text, you want to darken your image. There we go. Or if it's lighter, I could use, darker. Let's just go ahead and darken it just a little bit. There we go. So I want to use, in this case, okay. What if adventure is often found on the other side of Were you nervous about scuba diving?
Yes.
On the a little scared?
Mhm.
So proud of my courageous honeybee. Okay. Oh yeah. And you can also, I can show you, you can make this portrait, landscape, whatever you want, and you could change the fonts as well. But let me, so obviously we're gonna change this up a little bit. Yeah, and we're also gonna change the font. from Poppins to display. Don't want that one. I'm just gonna go to, yeah, there we go. And then I'm gonna make it bold, and I want to center the text, and let me just get rid of the space there. Sounds good. Text alignment is all centered. Okay. Display looks good. Okay. Okay, and then you could also change the image to portrait, landscape, whatever you want. But I'm going to change this. I'm going to put 647. I'm make it more square here. Make it a little more square to fit Facebook a little easier. Save to my images. All right, now I have a great picture that I could put in my stories. I could put wherever I want. So, you know, there's all kinds of ways to grab any picture, add any text, and it just makes it fun. Okay, there's us hiking in Hawaii, and again, I could search other images, or I could just simply add the text in there, and be good.
So what about music, Robert?
Well, music is tied to videos. There's not really a video feature yet in this site to speak of.
Okay.
Yeah, keep the child alive. Keep that childlike spirit alive. All right, and I would put that in permanent marker. Yeah, that'll work. Or Poppins. And then I would probably darken the image a little bit. Okay, you get the point here. So yeah, great feature to add text without going to Canva, etc., and to use in your post or in your, that's a little too much. Okay.
Robert, take out the space between child and like.
Yep.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Just playing around with the. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. And then I would probably shrink everything and shrink the space as well. There you go. Keep that childlike spirit alive. And I would also darken the, yeah, we won't spend too much time there, but you can play around with the text editing feature, and it's just in this case, I would darken the image, et cetera, et cetera. But again, otherwise I'd have to go to a separate software, go back, and you get the point there. Okay. So the other post, which is extremely helpful, is to, well, the long post is when you want to have a more educational post, and part of the long post feature is you could simply ask it, please write an educational post about the science of using light and how it relates to stem cells. And then it would write an educational post, include a metaphor, and include a call to action, which is put wake up in comments, and then create the post, and it would create a more educational long post about the science of stem cells. and it would have some bullet points. It would have a call to action, etc. And then to find an image for that, you would simply go over to the team again, and there are some X39 images on the team section of this platform. I know we're getting close to the top of the hour, so my apologies. Have you ever thought about the incredible power of light and how it can transform life in unimaginable ways? Today, we're diving into the science. I know it's a longer post, but that's the point.
Wow.
Sometimes our community would like a more educational post. Okay. And there we go. And what's cool about this is that you could also say, please rewrite in a more blank way. So objective, I could say more educational or more entertaining even, and it would create the post in a more entertaining way. And there's even, and you could, if you want to have really fun with this, please write in the style of, this is one of my favorite ones, of Captain Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. And now you would have a fun educational post. You would change this to entertain, and it would be a fun post written on stem cells and science by the captain of the Starship Enterprise. And again, there's all kinds of fun things you could do, you know, with that type of creative tool and feature. Okay. One of the last things I want to share with everybody, space, the final frontier. We often ponder these words. How often, my friends, do we look at light and consider its incredible power here on Earth, like the ship's mighty engine? It's just fun. Okay. And you could also say, please make this very whimsical and light. And then create the post again, and it would make it even more whimsical and light. And you can obviously find other images that have to deal with outer space, but you could really have fun with that. So, okay, let me show you one more thing here. That it's a feature that I tend to use a lot. Well, first of all, let me just tee this up real quick. Okay, how many of you have been in conversation with a prospect and you don't know where to go? Meaning, okay, how are you? Where do you work? What do you do? How's your family? Okay, great. What do I say next? You could actually take a screenshot of that, put it right here, click on this, put it into the system right here, and then it would tell you exactly, it would give you what to say next to the prospect. I'm not going to do it for the sake of time, but that's a great one. I do want to cover another one here, and it's under, this one's under, it's this one, write a message, but it's also under comment on a social post. This one I do quite a bit. Let me show you an example of this in action. Let's say that I'll pick on Hayden again, Hayden Vavra. Let's say that he was a prospect. He would be a pretty amazing prospect. Let's say that I saw one of his posts. Let's do a more inspirational post that Hayden did. Let's find one that's not specific about the company. Okay. Yeah. Let me find one before convention. Oh, here we go. Okay. Let's say that Hayden did this post, okay? And all we need to do, say we're asking ourselves, how can I start a conversation with this amazing prospect named Hayden? I just screenshot that. I go back over here to my app. What I do is I just kind of shrink it here. There we go. And then you just grab this, put it right into right into the the message. And then it's asking to text. You don't have to, but you could text the you could paste the text from Hayden's post if you want to make it really good. There we go. And then go back here to LifeWave, your Now site. Put it right in there. Please initiate a validating and empowering conversation with Hayden. Now, and let the system do the work, okay? And it will look at his profile, look at the text. Good. Now we're going to generate. And now it's going to give us some of the exact verbiage we could use to respond to Hayden's post. And again, it could be this sweet. Sounds like an epic morning, Hayden. Nothing beats those sunrise views and bike rides, especially with the promise of pasta at the end. Keep it up. Okay. And you could also do this. You can make it shorter. You can make it longer. You could change the tone. Say, I want to make it more humorous. And say, I want to make it just a little bit longer. And now regenerate. And now it's going to make it more humorous and a little bit longer for this amazing prospect. Hayden, your morning sounds like an epic as a blockbuster movie. Okay. Not quite so theatrical, just practical language. Regenerate. Okay, so you're just telling the AI exactly, sound like your morning started great. Don't get too distracted by the views and keep pedaling. Enjoy your ride and your pasta. Short and sweet. And now you could just, again, just copy that. Go right over here to Hayden's post about the bike, about his morning ride. About his morning ride, and go right here to comments. And there we go. Okay. So
wow.
Hopefully you're seeing why this can be a really cool, feature and tool to use. So yeah, it's really cool. And there's no need to ever be stuck again when you're communicating with prospects or even answering objections, et cetera. And there's so many things to do with this tool. And we could go on, but we're very much over time and out of time. So let me stop my share. Okay. Love to get, had a couple questions here. Go ahead, Kennery.
Okay, I just have a quick question. Maybe this was the only feature that you were showing us, but I thought that they explained something about how you can upload your contacts and then have it basically say which ones are like the top to reach out to or the language that you should reach out to them. And I was playing around in there and I thought there was a way I could like connect my LinkedIn into the Now site so that it could scan all my connects that I have right now and then pick point at. That was my understanding of how that would work when we had the training, but like now I'm not able to find that. So I don't know if I just misunderstood that. I have to actually copy and paste the contacts over, or if you can like touch on that very briefly. I know we're over time.
No, that's a great question. Just quickly, let me go back over here. Okay. Let's go back to the laptop version, Kinnery. And then, so here it is again. Now, when we go down and bear with me, where's the feature at? So I think it's on the, right here. Okay, bear with me here, guys. Yeah, it's the feature under the AI. And add new lead. Yeah, here it is. So, Kennery, one option in this, okay, in this tool is to grab, let's say that I have a, I'm just going to pull up a lead from high school. Or let's just use this as an example. We all know that we have a This Is It event in Orlando. Yes, Kennery?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to grab a lead from Orlando. I'm going to say, who do I know on my Facebook profile that lives in Atlanta? And all right, there's Caitlin. Okay. So now all I need to do is, and I can do this on the phone too. Whether you do it on your phone or on Facebook, either way works. But let me page, there we go. Now it has a little more to see. All we need to do is take a screenshot of a social profile.
Okay.
And we can do a screenshot of Facebook or anything, but let me put this up here. There we go. And now we go back and now we grab this and we just drop it in, get started. Okay, this is one other tool of the system is it can analyze, say you meet somebody, you like their style, or you met them in a group, you know, etc., and you want to see how to approach them effectively, then the AI is now analyzing their social platforms. It will find contact information. It will find their preference of communication. It will tell you, it's like doing a secret interview before we ever interview the person, before we ever reach out and connect with them.
But basically, this is the only way you can do it right now, right? There's no way I can like link my LinkedIn profile into this so that it automatically scans all the existing contacts I have.
Yeah, I don't think that's a feature in this system. I will tell you this, and I'll just maybe tease it up. NowSite, hopefully you're all getting this. This is all kinds of ways. This is the personality. This is how you would approach them. More information, enhanced info, notes, personality. It even tells you, again, how you build rapport with this person. So, okay. So now let me stop my share. Okay. So I will say this, in the future, as we all build our businesses further, NowSite does offer a service where that NowSite, you pay a little extra, an extra fee for it, and they have a lead generating service. So while we're sleeping, you tell it what you want, and their service actually finds you targeted leads and does a thorough total demographic search for leads. So you wake up in the morning, you have 10 or 15 qualified and research leads. There is that feature in NowSite actually, but it's not something we're talking about tonight. And it's not something we need right now because most of us are still talking with our warm market. Let's be real about it, right? The pathway to director and senior director is warm market, hot market. It's not a bunch of cold market outreach.
Yeah. So I would basically, so in theory, I would use that feature by, let's just going into my Facebook, right? I would go into Facebook, maybe pop in chiropractors or personal or like physical therapists, find those contacts, screenshot their profile, drop it into this, have it do an analysis, and then spit out kind of reach out language or follow up language, etc. Like that's the way basically to do it.
That's one way. My coaching on that, say that was your strategy. Say you were going to reach out to 20 chiropractors tomorrow or 10 chiropractors tomorrow, whatever that was. Then my strategy would be to, either find them in groups or somebody you already know and send 10 chiropractors a quick audio message and maybe, and use Steve Merritt's verbiage as far as stem cells, waking up, great business as well. It's a way to address pain, inflammation, joint health, whatever your verbiage is. And then I would only do the thorough profile analysis for the 3 out of the 10. that replied back to you. There's no way that I would get bogged down and spend 2
Okay,
minutes,
got it.
3 minutes
Yeah.
a piece on the front end. I would save that for the middle ground or the third
Okay.
step. Have a much more concise qualifying step before
Yep.
you would use. Yeah.
Perfect. No, that's helpful.
Yeah.
Like categorize them, use standard language, see who responds, who's a yes, and then yeah, okay.
Yeah, make sure you qualify the bait and the nibbles, or who's nibbling or grabs the hook. Then you would do a profile search so you could get a more effective yank on the hook to set the hook once you connect with them personality wise. So
Perfect. Thank you so much.
you bet. I know we're out of time. We could spend the next 3 hours.
I think she.
You know,
Robert, can
Yes.
I ask a question, please?
go ahead, Shirley.
So I've done a little bit with Chat GPT, some of this, but if I'm understanding this correctly, the Now site is developed for LifeWave. And second question is, if I go in and fill all the stuff out on the laptop, will it transfer over to the iPhone so I can use these features on iPhone?
Yes, hopefully you saw that I was going back and forth tonight. So everything is all interconnected. Whether
Okay.
you're on your laptop or your app, Shirley, it's the same. It's the same software behind it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Great.
All right.
Question.
Thank
the
you.
only difference, Shirley, is some of the pulling up images of your own. Say you probably saw that if you look in my system a week from now or a month from now, you're going to have a lot more personal pictures about Joy and I and our team and all of our ventures, because I put those. When you pull it up on your phone, it's a little more difficult if you want to find and manipulate text or images of your own. It's easier on the laptop.
Makes sense. Thank you.
You bet. Thanks, Shirley. Any other questions, guys?
No, just a comment is, once you've opened your app, it seems like the most important thing I can learn is all those little icons on the side that open up so many experiences that I can use and get used to which one I want to use and just start experimenting.
Yes, Jim. My invite to anybody watching this recording or the live is to pick one at a time, and like pick the first one, which is what is it? Just a quick post, whatever that's called, and do that one and do it 4 or 5 times the next 2 or 3 days, and then play around with the memo. Or one day do that, the next day do the make it my own. Find somebody's post that you follow, that you love, you love their brand, their personality, and do the memo and make it my own, and do it again. Do it messily, do it perfectly and imperfectly. And then you do, so use each feature, maybe the next 5 days, use one of the new features a day. And get, as Jim said, thank you, Jim, get familiar with one section at a time versus saying, here's 20 options and you get paralyzed. Yeah.
Well, if you're okay with this, most of my copy and paste or whatever I'm going to do is going to look a lot like your former ones, only with my name and the person's name who I'm sending it to, if you're okay with it.
Well, that's every upline's wish and desire and dream, that their team would not be overthinking stuff and just put it out there. And if we spend time putting something together, then why wouldn't I want, or Hayden want, or Linda want, or David Schmidt want, or Steve whatever, whoever it is.
Right.
So, yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you for permission.
Of course.
Do I have to put, you haven't put a copyright on anything you've done yet, right? Just asking.
Just asking. I think you know the answer to that one. So,
I know.
guys, thanks for your patience. I know.
Oh my goodness, this was worth every minute. Thank you.
I know
this is so exciting, except I feel just a little overwhelmed, but I am going to go one at a time until I can master this and catch up with you. So there.
It's going to take some learning, but I figure for $19 a month, I can be maybe half as smart as Robert.
Yeah,
there
look
you
out.
go.
Well, again, repetition's a mother of all skill. Do it messily and repeatedly. And my other coaching for all of us, including myself, is to pull this recording up, and when I'm covering one section or whatever, watch it and then rewind it, play it, stop it, do it, stop, forward it, do it. And then that's how I learn things, is that I'll have 2 devices going. So
Awesome idea.
yeah. So love and light, everybody. And again, the number one way to learn anything, and especially this type of technology, to do it.
You can't drown. That's the good news. You can come out the other end alive, even if it looked funny.
Yeah, just a few sharks in there, but it's all good. So yeah, love and light, everybody.
There is one last thing. So yesterday was Jamie's birthday, and so if you want to send her a
He's one of our
birthday wishes, yeah, she is part of our team.
one of our leaders. Yeah.
So yeah, send her well wishes for her birthday.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
So again, that's the other part of this, is that when it comes to, say you're using a birthday strategy, you could pull up their profile, get its take on it, pop it into your NowSite app, and create a caption and, you know, do a fun birthday message from your heart and your brand, a little more in depth than you normally would, and do that in 1/4 the time. So again, guys, love and light. Have a great night.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you
Thanks.
again. Good night, all.
Good night, all.